I'm blessed with 7 beautiful grandchildren, 3 sons and 3 terrific daughters-in-law. And I was generally in good health. In fact, I like to fancy myself as relatively fit for my age. But then one night, Laura and I were having dinner with some friends, and we found out that one of our oldest friends had just been diagnosed with cancer. Needless to say, that was a shock for both of us and a very sad moment. But then later that night, I was having a nightmare about my golf swing. And when I finally woke up, I noticed that my arm was flopping up and down in something that was unusual. At first, I thought it was that my arm was asleep. But then after a few seconds, I realized that something was seriously wrong. I woke Laura up and told her that I thought I was having a stroke. And she then called an ambulance and we went to Brookwood Hospital. The next thing I remember is my family was standing around me and telling me that I wasn't having a stroke, but instead I was having a seizure. I didn't really understand or comprehend what that meant, but over the next couple of days, we learned that I didn't have a seizure, but instead I was having a brain tumor. We got the diagnosis, and needless to say, that was a shock. Later in the week, we got some, I guess, relatively good news. I mean, there's nothing about cancer and certainly brain tumor that's good. That's good news. But the diagnosis that we had with the brain tumor indicated that there was a possibility to get chemotherapy as a treatment that would hopefully give us a little bit more time.
I mean, he's the best advice giver in my book on this planet, and so that gave us an opportunity to ask him, all right, Dad, if we were sitting in your seat, what would you tell us? And he said, if I was in your seat, I would tell you to buck up. I would tell you to enjoy your time with your family, with your friends. I would tell you to have faith, and I would tell you not to worry because it's all in God's plan.
That first 6 or 7 months, it's really, constant motion, but finding time to just be alone and, do the things that you love and do the things that bring you joy, because there is life outside of this, and, things do move on, things do get better, and it's just trying to find that light.
Every day they're coming up with new treatments and new ways to work with these sort of situations, and the prognosis is improving every day. And that's a tribute to the work that people like the American Cancer Society are doing to make sure that the researchers have the opportunity to continue to do that work and to give hope for people that have brain tumors, or for that matter, any sort of cancer.
Yeah, and the perspective ways is, again, it's, you don't know when your last day is going to be, that anything can happen to any of us at a given time, and spiritually and emotionally, and it's just something that we've got to get through together with a family. And we were a close family, but now we're even closer during all this.
There was a young man who couldn't have been more than 10 or 12 years old, who I saw just about every day. And that young man didn't have a hair on his head because he was going through the radiation treatment. And as I was walking down the hall, it occurred to me that young man was going through a much more difficult situation than I was going through. And if there's anything that we can do to make that young man healthier and to give him a fighting chance to deal with cancer, or for that matter, any other sickness, we should do whatever we can to give that young man a fighting chance. Because, I'm 66 years old. I've had a great life and have had a lot of great blessings, but that young man deserves an opportunity to live his life as well. At the end of your radiation treatment, the staff performs a little celebration where everybody claps and the patient rings the ship's bell. For anyone that's watching this and is in a position to help, I'd like for you to think about ringing that bell. Ring the bell for that young man and others like him. Ring the bell for the families who are suffering while their loved ones are in pain. Ring the bell for someone you know who's suffering from cancer. Be there for them and ring the bell.